So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Groundbreakers. And today I have a very special guest, Mr. Amod Gujral, who founded Encardio Rite Electronics Private Limited in 1966. And over the past 57 years, he's been a spirit of innovation in the industry. And he has taken this industry to places where we could not imagine. And Encardio Rite has worked on several of the key projects in the world, such as the Burj Khalifa, Marina Bay Sands, and now they're working on the two tunnels at Neom. And I think beyond what he set up at Encardio, he's just a very great and inspiring individual. He's my role model, and his focus on the debt to society and giving back to our country and community is what differentiates him from a lot of leaders. And I think everyone in cardio has a very good relationship, and it's more like a family than an organization. So, welcome to the show. And let's start by a quick introduction. Like, what was your growing up like, and what inspired you to start in cardio, right? And how was your experience at MIT and IIT?
Thank you, Ritvik. Thank you so much. It's nice to be on your show. Encardio Rite started in 1966 as a corporation, but in fact, the foundation was laid much earlier, and that was in my students' days at the MIT from 1958 to 60. During this period, uh, all three brothers were at Boston. My younger brother was also at MIT, Deepak, and my elder brother, Pramod, was doing his PhD at Harvard in pharmacology. So one day we walked into his lab, Pramod's lab, and we found that for getting data, I repeat, from his experiments on mice and guinea pigs, he was using the same recorder that we were using at MIT. So the foundation of MIT was set there, where we decided that after going to India, we will set up an organization to collect data from all sources. See, at that time, there were no computers and there were no mobiles. So for data collection, they used to use recorders. And these recorders were continuous recorders. And they used to use a ink pen or a heated stylus. And the paper was graphical paper in a roll. So if you put in any sensor, the data used to be collected on the graphical paper.
Okay.
Like example, very easy example is electrocardiograph machine.
Yeah.
It's also a recorder.
Yeah.
So in India, we started manufacturing recorders in 1966.
Wow.
That is the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but see, at that time, we could develop and manufacture anything, though it was not very easy in India. And at Lucknow, at that time, you couldn't even get a resistance. So that also had to be procured from Calcutta or Delhi or from abroad. So we were the first to manufacture multi-channel recorders in India. We were the first to manufacture facsimile recorders in India. We were the first to manufacture Moss bioradiation analyzers in India. We were the first to manufacture TLD readers for dating of rocks and stones in India. So everything which we did was first because there was hardly any manufacturing in India at that time.
Yep.
So that is how Encardio Rite started. That is the beginning.
So thank you
And
for that. Sorry, you can
go ahead.
continue.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you for that good beginning. And I think Encardio has done a lot of firsts from its start, and it's really grown with India's growth. And we're also now the first to develop an infrastructure data intelligence platform in Procure, which is also going to be game changing, like the encyclographs and the fax machines were back in the day. So, being those three brothers who were into inventing and into that science and research, what inspired you to get into geotechnical instrumentation and monitoring? And that has been the core of Encardio for the past maybe 30 years, right?
Yeah, since 1984.
Yeah,
So 16 and 20, almost 40 years.
40 years, sorry.
Yeah, see, it was like that. Initially, what we were developing and manufacturing were recorders, facsimile transceivers, Mossfire radiation, as I told you. But see, these had a very limited market. And moreover, you take a patient monitoring system for human beings. So a patient monitoring systems require about 10 sensors at the most.
Yeah,
Pulse, temperature, force, vibrations, Parkinson's disease, etc. Whereas, see, a dam, like the Tehri Dam, used almost 1,000 sensors. So, by the time our, our interest in innovating things, as I said, we could produce anything. So we
yeah,
manufactured all these things for the first time, but then see, to sustain an organization, you needed much larger business. So if in a patient monitoring system, we use 10 sensors, and if in a dam, we use 500 to 1,000 sensors, then what do you think we should have done? So we got into the business of geotechnical instruments. And there was another thing. In the geotechnical instrumentation at that time, there were no multinationals.
yeah,
The multinationals were in big businesses like automobiles, like your clothing and textiles.
yeah,
So here was a business in which, with our technical knowledge, we could very easily become the leaders. So that's how we got into technical instruments. Logical.
yeah, very logical. And I think it's been a brilliant transition because Encardio has led the world in this industry, and of course as other companies that have come up with brilliant innovations. And I think after 1984, 2022, 2023 is the time where this industry is also booming and breaking out like the dot-com burst. It's like a geotechnical burst. So what were some of the key moments, some key projects from 1984 to 2023, either in the external or internal areas of Encardio that really shaped the business? And where do you see it going from 2023 into the future?
The future of the people like you will determine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that some of the key decisions which we took was we were in the field of geotechnical instrumentation. And in geotechnical instrumentation, a large number of sensors are mounted subsoil.
Yeah.
And when they are mounted subsoil, so you have water, pore water pressure, subsoil. All our competitors at that time, and most of them even today, used O-rings to seal sensors.
Yeah.
And we found, oh no, this is not right. So we were the first to use electron beam welding machine to make our sensors. So with these sensors, the sensors were constructed out of stainless steel, and there was a vacuum created inside the sensor of about 1/1000th of a torr.
Wow.
So that means the sensors were totally sealed, no O-rings.
Yeah.
Stainless steel construction. So all the electronics and the mechanism inside the sensor was safe.
Yeah.
So this we did in 1984.
Wow.
You see, so this was a game changer
Yeah.
that time. And today, we have 3 electron beam bending machines. And even
Wow.
today, most of our competitors in our business don't use electron beam bending machine.
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
So this was a major contribution that we made. Then remembering, see, we made a lot of innovations during all this period. But another innovation which we made was this. For monitoring groundwater levels,
Yeah.
you monitor and you're monitoring an area, a country,
Yeah.
and you're mapping the aquifer. So a sensor is put inside the water in a borehole drilled for this purpose.
Yeah.
So the sensor feels the pressure. It's a pressure sensor.
Yeah.
The piezometer. So piezometer, the reading is affected by the groundwater level as well as the atmospheric pressure. And how much do you think that the atmospheric pressure varies from place to place? Half
Quite
a
a
meter
lot. Yeah.
over a period of 1 year.
Yeah.
So consequently, now this correction had to be made.
Yeah.
At that time, what they did was that inside the cable, they put in 2 capillaries,
Okay.
which connected the sensor to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Very easy method of compensating for barometric pressure. But see, with time, these capillaries used to get blocked.
Yeah.
So here, see, Encardio Rite started using, for the first time in the world, barometric pressure sensors for monitoring the atmospheric pressure.
Wow.
We were the leaders.
Yeah.
And see, everybody else in the world followed us through.
Yes.
This paper was read by us at the Sydney FMGM.
Wow. So another big first for the industry. And I
Yeah,
think now as well with the whole ground geotechnical sensors, I mean, with the data loggers that we're building and the future communications that we're looking at, with the satellite monitoring coming in, with Procure being built on the philosophy of machine learning, artificial intelligence, microservices, and going back to 1966, where you could take any sensor and get any data and give an output. Procure is basically the software platform doing the same thing with intelligence of machines as well as humans. So I think the one thing that's been constant has been the mission and the values. And I think at Encardio, on our discussion, we talk about our 4 values of oneness, respect, and I think those two stand out the most to me. So, can you talk a bit about how the values have really, really impacted the growth and how they are the 4 pillars of the organization?
Ritvik,
Yeah,
please appreciate that we have a debt to pay to society.
yeah,
If the writings were not there, discovered by the Babylonians, then how how would have you completed your civil engineering degree in Berkeley? How
No.
could I have gone to MIT and did do such wonderful work?
Yeah.
So it affects.
Yeah.
And then see, can you today do without coffee? Or can you do without these spectacles?
No.
You don't make it, I don't make it, but somebody in society is making it for us. Somebody in society has also developed it for us.
Yeah.
So we have a debt to pay to society.
Yeah.
And in each and every endeavor that we have ever undertaken, during this 1957, our value system has made it compulsory for us, imperative, that everything which we do, it will be for paying our debt to society.
Yeah.
And another thing which was there in 1950, in 1966, when we set up this industry, we as a country had been independent for only 19 years.
Yeah.
And as I told you, at Lucknow, which is one of the very large cities in India, it has a population of 3 million today. So you couldn't even get a resistor.
Yeah.
So see, we had to develop our country.
Yeah.
So our value system, that we have to develop our country, and also together with that, pay our debt to society. This has been the guiding principle of our organization.
Yeah.
And you talk to anybody in the organization, we are all one.
Yeah.
We always talk about value systems. And
Yeah.
everybody is proud to be associated with an organization which has only done things which is for the good of mankind.
Yeah. And I think that's how we will take it forward, because I think beyond everything, helping others and encouraging community is what matters, especially in the way the world is today. And looking at technologies to help us enable that in a constructive way is the another part of the mission. So my next question to you is, because you at 85 you still work 5 times a week and you still keep on doing everything that you do, and it's very inspiring for a lot of young entrepreneurs and business leaders. So what are a few things you would like to tell the world of business leaders in any field on any advice? The floor is yours.
You know, I'll be 85 in December.
Yeah.
And I still come 5 days a week and work in the organization, which keeps me busy. Why do I come here? Why? I don't need more money,
Yeah.
right? I have a
Yeah.
lovely house. I
Yeah.
have all the facilities which I want. The reason is that at Encardio Rite, our group companies, every day something new is happening.
Yeah.
It could be in USA, it could be in Spain, in Greece, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, or India.
Yeah.
The various people where our organizations today. We have 9 organizations today all over the world. And in these 9 organizations, there are more than 500 people.
Yeah.
We have undertaken some of the most difficult projects in the world.
Yeah.
If you remember Marina Bay in Singapore,
Singapore. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I feel that these designers and architects are crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're crazy. They make a 64-story structure which goes like this. The center of gravity is not in the basement.
Yeah.
Right? It's virtually going like
Yeah.
so. And the 64-story structure is 6 hotel buildings, 3 like this in a line, and behind that, state buildings. And on top of it, there's a swimming pool. Very difficult project,
Yeah.
which we monitor, tilt, angles, everything. So, how great a project? What about Burj Khalifa?
Yeah.
Then in Abu Dhabi, they made a STP, sewage treatment plant,
Yeah.
which was 52 meters in diameter,
Yeah.
100 meters deep.
Wow.
Largest sewer treatment plant in the world. We were associated with the instrumentation. And
Yeah.
imagining measuring pore pressures, tilts, etc., online monitoring of this huge structure where the instruments are installed even at a depth of 150 meters.
Yeah. That's
The theory down. Oh, I can give you hundreds of examples where
yeah.
something new is being done every day. What about procurement?
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Nobody in the world, we feel, has ever developed a data management system like this.
Yeah.
And as
And
you
it's
said, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just
And
saying, and it's just the start of Procure also.
this is the start.
Yeah.
It's just 1 year old
Yeah.
and handling projects like the GNOME project.
Yeah.
Can I even believe it? So
Yeah.
what do you think? When something new is happening every day in this organization, I come
Yeah.
in the morning and my time goes like this.
Yeah.
And my advice to young people is also this. If you work and work and work diligently, sensibly, and with a goal, one track mind, right?
Yeah.
This is how you will also get to the age of 85, or maybe at stage 110 years old, and you'll
Yeah.
still enjoy paying your debt to society and doing fantastic things.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a very inspiring piece of advice again, because not many companies last over 50 years, and not many companies actually branch to be multinationals. And then on top of that, not many companies take on game-changing projects year after year after year. And in every country that comes in, take risks, take calculated risks. And
Exactly.
like what you said, Procur's first project was Neon. And now we're looking at more and more developments with competition coming from well-established countries in the United States, where research and universities are on another level, with them having engineers on another level. And I think growing India and this community of Lucknow with Encardio, right? I think it's a very unique situation that a lot of people will feel inspired by even after listening to this story. So I think my next question is, aside from the entrepreneurship, aside from Encardio, what are some other things that have been very interesting to you, like in life, like travel, food? What keeps you going outside of work?
Outside of work, oh my goodness, my wife has been my companion,
Yeah,
and we have, I think, traveled to more than 50 countries together. We have enjoyed our travels all over the world, and most of the travels have also been connected with the work.
yeah,
Because wherever we have gone, we have also done the work. But very recently, we were in Kenya and Uganda.
yeah,
It was a It was a trip which is worth remembering.
Yeah.
So in Uganda, we were with the chimps
Yeah.
and the gorillas.
Yeah.
And I think there are 1,200 gorillas in the world.
Yeah.
So we met and saw almost 30,
Yeah.
which you work out the percentage, what percentage of gorillas we saw. And
Yeah.
one of the gorilla even thumped me on the hip.
Yeah.
Then we went to Kenya.
Yeah.
And see, one of the purpose of going to Kenya and Uganda, and during this trip, you was also there, and also our managing director, Arushi, was also there.
Yeah.
One of the purpose was that see, in Africa, we have been to South Africa, we have been to
Yeah.
Egypt.
Yeah.
So, but this is not Africa.
Yeah.
So, and we have no organization in Africa up till now.
Yeah.
So one of the purpose was also to understand Africa,
Yeah.
such that the organization later on moves into Africa.
Yeah.
So this was such a good experience with the people of Africa. They're
Yeah.
friendly, they're nice, they're supportive.
Yeah.
And unless you go and have a feel of them there,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. And I think the 1,200 mountain gorillas are a great experience and getting the feel of Africa. And I think now we're doing the same thing with Latin America because
Exactly.
we want to expand there as well. And I think something that Encardio is really pushing for is that we're not scared of anyone and we're going to go to the world and show the world what we can do. And we're going to help the world do things that they thought they couldn't do before with our technologies. So I think Groundbreakers, the whole purpose of Groundbreakers is also to spotlight companies that have done a lot in technology and spotlight technologies. And it's about transforming geotech. And the more I think about it, I'm like, it should be transforming civil engineering and construction. So we mentioned data loggers, we mentioned electron beam welding, we mentioned Procure. What are some transformative technologies you think that we can that will come in the future in the field of civil engineering and construction? What do you feel?
AI
Yeah,
is there. And
yeah,
today, if you really see that on all our products,
yeah,
the QR code takes you to our website.
yeah,
It has the literature, it has the manuals,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so see, new technologies which are coming,
yeah,
ChatGPT, you go to
yeah,
the website and a person can ask any question on our website.
yeah,
For example, if somebody asks, okay, how can we monitor groundwater pressure in Romania?
yeah,
And no, this is just a question.
yeah,
So the answer will come there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
give you an answer right from the sensors to the data loggers to the communication system to data management through Procure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
I
is
think
this technology?
yes, I think we're looking at QR codes, we're looking at AI, we're looking at machine learning, and
E-learning.
GeoHub is just a start for us where we've literally taken a technology, made a chatbot using some machine learning to lit to tell give the world an easy way to access all the knowledge that we've have over the 57 years because knowledge is available to everyone and people want to access it easily. And I think the more we utilize, the more we make it easy for our customers to use, and the more we um, make it fun for them to use, right? They want to have fun with our products. And on our first episode, Sebastian mentioned that when he used to install piezometers back in the day, he used to always order extra because he couldn't trust the piezometers and there were failures. and I think the technology is mature enough today that you have very, very minimal failures. And I think from the sensors now we're maturing other types of technology to help the field. So I think it's been a
Yeah,
brilliant
I think
journey.
one more
Yeah,
comment I would like to make, and that is this. You see, all these technologies needs a mixture of young engineers, young technologists,
yeah,
good finance people, production, purchase, marketing.
yeah,
So it's a mixture of young, very technical people and some of the older people like me who watch.
yeah,
We have developing all these things, engineers who start from the age of 21.
yeah,
They're doing wonders.
yeah,
So the team of engineers and the team of even legal people, finance people, so marketing, all kinds of digital marketing, they love their job.
yeah.
And it is these people who are bringing in cardiac.
Yep. And I think one thing you observe in cardio is that there's something new happening every day and the people love what they do. And the culture is like we're a tech company, we're a sales company, we're a finance company, and we're just developing and bonding and creating a better place. So thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking and really exploring the history of new technologies, a bit about you, and I think this will give a good insight on the world of Encardio Rite from the chairman's perspective to our viewers, and also the technologies that were developed and the future of what is coming in the field through Encardio Rite for the next 57 years and counting. So thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Ritvik. It has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.